US dollar versus the Canadian, I can't say that this has been easy to trade. I think the weekly chart explains that. Can you make much sense of that? You know, up for a week or two, down for a week or two. We reversed. Good run up here, I have to say, although tricky. Even on a weekly basis, you can see spikes up and down. Would have been very hard to hold a long position. We've done all right out of it lately, actually, bearing in mind how difficult it has been to trade. I think we spotted one or two winners. Anyway, what have we got now? We've got good support around 130.70 to 130.50 with the trend line, with the moving average, with the fibs. Break below 130.30 would be negative and could take us down to 129.70 to 129.50. Other than that, this is all a bit messy up there, and I'm not going to get too involved because there's better opportunities elsewhere. Gold has been quite kind to me of late, with nice shorts up in that high 12.30 area. Then this got confusing. The moving averages have flattened out. I don't know why we bottomed out here at 11.95. I really don't. So on Thursday I said I was getting confused. I don't know what's going to happen next. Well, what happened in the end was we used the 100-day moving average as support, and we rocketed up to 12.13. So we went from, hang on, what was the low? Oh, sorry, 12.12 was the low. We used that 100-day moving average as support. We got up to 12.25. Well, apparently that was on Brexit concerns. Gold being a hedge against Brexit concerns is what I read in the headlines. Personally, I think that's a load of rubbish. I think gold's just chopping around. Based on this, maybe we can get back up to retest this resistance. This will be obviously important. I don't need to tell you why. 12.36 to 12.40 will be the resistance area, and obviously a break above 12.43, 12.44 really could take us all the way up to 12.60, 12.63. I don't see any reason why not. I don't see a lot in the way that's going to stop us getting up there. So watch that mid to high 12.30 area. A break above the low 12.40 area could give us a nice 20-point swing trade. Obviously, if we reject that level, we could be coming down to at least 12.20, 12.16. So I think you sit and wait now and see what happens at this level, or what happens down here. But I don't like buying it down here. This doesn't seem like a trustworthy level anymore. So let's hope we do move up here and give us an opportunity to do something. Right now, I would just sit it out with gold. Silver was a lot nicer to us. We had that, as I wrote in the report, the only level that matters. Down from 1400 down to 1390. Now, if you manage to buy into a long down there, I did say it was the most important level of the week. Really nice return over the last 3 to 4 days as we move up to 1440. Now, we are going to have to get through the 55-day moving average. Hang on one second. I'm just going to check what I wrote in my report. Right, I had a target of 1437.39 for our longs at 14.001390. So that's looking all right. Then I've got resistance at 1446.50, but I'm going to revise that higher. This was looking at this trend line. Now we've got these trend lines sort of meeting up around 1465. We've got the fib resistance at 1470, which may not be such a strong factor. And then we've got the 100-day moving average, which is declining. So by the time we get there, that's going to be a lot closer to 1470 as well. So I'm going to look at 1465, 1470 as the major resistance. Now, if that holds, we just stay in a sideways trend. If we break above sort of 1480, we're looking at much more of a completion of this double bottom pattern, and that will be really bullish. You know, some of these markets are showing signs that we could get some decent swing trade moves at last. I mean, you can see how painful this has been to trade all the way back since August. You know, no decent moves that you could run for more than 2 days, really. This move down here, okay, yeah, fair enough. If we'd have caught it, and I don't believe we did, offered some potential profit on a swing trade, but since then there's just nothing really to get your teeth into for more than a day or two. So this has been a nice swing trade, and I think this can continue up to here. We'll see what happens. This will obviously be key. We can try a short, but we'll want to be ready to stop and reverse into a long on a break higher, and we'll be looking for 1500 and 1520 as a target. This isn't strong resistance, so I would use this as a target. I wouldn't be selling it up here necessarily. Some price action does show there is resistance from this area in late July, early August, but unless there's a trend line or something else backing it up, I would be very careful with a short there. WTI Crude broke lower last week, but I did manage to spot. Now I did have some good support around the 57.60 area. 50. Hang on, where was it? I can't remember now. Yeah, down here at 58.00, 57.50. Actually, no, it's 59.00 down to 58.00 with a stop below 57.50. Get there in the end. I do cover 20 markets, so I do have to think quite hard. I'm an old man these days. Right. Anyway, that didn't work. But if you did sell the break below 57.50, and I know a few of you did, that worked really nicely because we dropped almost another 300 pips or so. Was it? Yeah. So more than that. Now, we were very oversold, and fortunately I did manage to spot the next decent support area around the low $55 area to the high $47 area. Now we bottomed out at 54.75. So the low 55, high $54 area works perfectly as support. If you manage to get in there, there's already nearly 200 points ticks profit on that long. Now, 500-day moving average has held this bounce back as we topped at 58.00. So clearly that's what we're going to have to get through. As you remember, 58.00 was what I was looking for on the downside. Now this is going to be resistance on the upside, but I think we stand a better chance of breaking up through there. So if you're not long already from down here and you're starting the week with a flat position, you want to be buying it on a decent break above 58.00. That's what I would be looking for. We can then move up to 59.00, and actually we could get up to the high $59 area. Certainly we could get up towards $60 this week on a break above $58. So yeah, long. I think oil will recover. I bet most of the longs, the week longs, have been stopped out anyway, so that should clear a little path for us to move higher this week. Obviously, if we break the low at, we start breaking below 54.50, that's going to be not pleasant for the longs, so we'll be reversing into a short, but I don't really see that happening. The last of the currencies, Bitcoin, I don't need to tell you about that. It's just been technically beautiful. If you've been trading the levels, I think you've probably made really good money. The break lower last week was what I expected from the descending triangle. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen me getting far too involved in some fun with the Bitcoin bulls. I shouldn't really take the mickey out of them. They've suffered some serious losses, but they will not give up. Anyway, we got down to $52. So if you're short from 65.5, you're looking good. I don't see any reason to buy this back. This just looks like rubbish to me. If you are still short, well done. You know, we're pausing here. This at best looks like a triangle consolidation. There's just no indication to me. Hang on, before I move to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, this is a relatively bullish candle with the spike down and the higher close, but we're just not seeing any follow through. So I remain pretty negative. There is always the chance of a bounce. We are oversold. We have had a hefty loss, but nothing here particularly is telling me that we're going to rock it. If we rock it, and if you have no position, you will get a nice selling opportunity on any approach to 6,000, 6,100. It's not a million miles away. It could happen. Retest the trend line and then puke again. But I would not recommend a long in this. No way. Don't listen to those guys out there, especially that idiot Tom Lee, who says that we're going to get. He had a prediction that we'd get to 25,000 this year. He's just revised that over the last day or two, saying that we won't get to 25,000. We'll get to 15,000. So he thinks that Bitcoin's going to treble within the next 6 weeks. Well, you know what I think of that.